All right, this is my assistant today. We are powering on the whole system. So far, we have turned on the lights, and that's it, my other assistant. We are going to go now to the presentation booth. Okay, coming up here, we are going to turn on the monitor here by reaching around on the back edge and pushing the bottommost button, which will turn the monitor on. At which point we'll be able to log in with the password, which is printed on the piece of tape here. Charlotte, you hold the camera and point it this way, so. Okay, so we're logging in. Okay, great, fantastic. All right, so now we are logged in, and now we open Pro Presenter by double-clicking on the desktop. Okay, and we give it a second, it should start coming up, and indeed it's gonna start coming up. We grab these two remotes right here, turn things on, let's go. And actually, while we have the remotes in our hand, we're going to make a pit stop here by the soundboard. Take off the cover, push the power button. It's on the back right side. Push it in. Starts to light up. There, it's starting to light up. It's coming on. While I'm here, I'm going to turn the TV on, pushing the power button at the top. We will need to push the OK button on there in a second too. All right, we're going to run up to the front and turn on the projector. You can take this one. There we go. The projector remote is this one. Push the green button. Point it at the projector. So I'm standing about here. Push the button. Light up there turns from red to green. If you did it right, it didn't turn yet, so I must not have done it right. Okay, there we go. Now it's good to go. It's turning green. You'll see a little light bulb light up right there. And then eventually it will display something on the screen. All right, while we're up here, we're going to come over here. We're going to turn on this stage box by pushing this button here. Okay, stage box is going to come up. You know it's ready when the two lights in the middle here light up. There we go, so it's ready. Charlotte is getting things out of sequence by turning it on before. Okay, that's fine. So Charlotte was over here and she turned this one on the same way. Push the same button, and now it's ready. Both the lights are on in the middle there in green. And then I hit this surge protector for Tyler or Tony. We push that. And then I also turn on the SPDSX for them by pushing this power button. However, they can do that on their own if you don't do it. Also, while we're right here, we need to plug this in to power the HDMI extender that runs this back camera back here. We got that one. Okay, also we plug in the headphone amp for Tony and Timothy. They use this one right here. Powered headphone there. Timothy's bass turns on this way. He can do this on his own too, but there's a switch on the back that pulls up. It's powered on. Over here, we turn on this rack unit here, pushing that power button, and then it powers these headphone amps, powers the interface that the Macbook, which is not here yet, will run, which is also plugged into this keyboard here. We'll add that here in a moment. Okay, and then finally on the stage, or just next to the stage, come over here and we turn the amps on. Come over here, turn the light on. Right here, the one that says power, we turn it on, it lights up all these things here, good to go. Okay, so we got that. Charlotte must have pushed the center button on the TV, which tells it to use the computer, and I can tell that because it's got the time on the screen right now. So we got that. That's part is done, and Charlotte returned this remote right here, which is good, and I'll return that remote there as well. So we're good to go there. Now we need a pile of AA batteries. We need 4 batteries for every wireless microphone, 2 for the transmitter, 2 for the receiver. And so we have 3 of those, and then we need 2 batteries for every in-ear monitor mix. I can only hold so many batteries in my hand at one time, so we're just going to start with this. Asher, can you shine the light? Hold the camera here. Just point it right. We got it. Just hold it right there. Got it? Okay. So in this crate here is where the transmitters are. So I'm going to throw those batteries down. We got the handheld here. We unscrew it, open this up, put in your 2 batteries, close it up, And we turn on the transmitter side first. That's this power button here, so push that and then it will turn on. Now this is showing 2 bars, which is a problem. We probably need to replace these batteries, so I will do that later, but this is good for right now. Okay, and then we load up the other ones as well. So for Matt, we put 2 batteries in there, right there, and push the button to turn it on. All good. And then for Heidi, we do the same thing. Put the 2 batteries in there, and then turn it on. And then we have 3 transmitters ready to go. I'm gonna go grab a few more batteries. Stay right here, Asher. So I've got a handful more of batteries. I'm going to take 6 of them and I'm going to put them, Asher, come point the camera over this way. We're looking right here. I'm going to point them into, back up a little bit. Okay, so we've got the 3 receivers here. So I'm loading up the batteries for these receivers. And as I plug them all in, before I turn them on, I'm going to go, I'll take the camera, Asher. I'm going to go to layer F. Yes, Asher. I'm going to go to layer F here, and I'm going to mute handheld and Heidi and backup. This is a little mixed up from the last week we did stuff, but these are the 3 wireless channels. So I'm making sure they're muted just so nothing weird happens. And then I'm going to power each of these on by pressing and holding the button on the left inside the compartment like this. And now they are all 3 powered on and ready to go. And I will fix the names here. That's just a little defect of this week. Okay, now we're gonna journey over here to the producer booth. So over here in the producer booth, we need to turn this surge protector on right here. Okay, and when you do that, the ATEM should light up and this monitor should light up as they have. And then on the back edge of this iMac, you need to press this power button. And once you do that, the iMac begins to boot up, hence the Apple logo right there. So I'll pull this over here. All right, the iMac will come up. You can see my reflection. Hello, how are you? All right. All right, and the mouse was turned off, so if you slide that up, it'll turn green, and then the mouse will connect eventually. Let's check the keyboard. Same situation with the keyboard, had been turned off last time. So turn that to the side, turns that on. All right, so now we have a mouse. Click on my name, use the keyboard to type in the password. It is the same password as the lyrics computer, which was taped on the desk over there. All right, and then over here, we're launching OBS and Chrome. Those are the 2 applications we need to bring up. Okay, Chrome, you can just pick the Christ the King profile and then go to Restream. So if you start typing Restream, you'll get some answers there. Oh, and today we're logged out, which is a good example to show this. So we're going to click the login button. Most of the time it keeps you logged in. We're going to click login, and the email is my email address, which should give, if you type in the first few letters, so ta.holtzhauser@gmail.com, you get started there. And the password, again, is the same. Really good operational security here. We use the same password for all of these things. And now we are logged in. The first screen you see on Restream, you need to click this Connect to OBS Zoom to get to a screen that looks familiar. And this is the screen where the operator, not the operator, the producer knows how to do things from here once we're at this point. Just backing up a little bit, if we click on OBS, the window right here is sometimes ends up in a strange spot. So usually I click this and drag this and I put it right down here. And then I usually click the red X to clear out the data that it's holding on to. See, it's holding on to 4 hours of data right now. So if I click the red X, that takes care of all that. If you let it build up too long and hold too much data in there, like many Sundays worth, it starts to cause problems. So we want to make sure that's not right, or that's clear. Okay, so now this station is ready as well. We're good to go here. All right. we will add cameras in a second. We'll come back to do that. But let's go to the office. Hello, children. Okay. All right, so we come over here, get the super secret keys. Okay. Go to the office. It's going to be this key right here. Oh, someone's already here. Let's see what's going on. All right, in here, got a few things to turn on, but we need to start right here. Let me power this on, and that should power the monitors, all 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we need to power on this interface here. That should power on. And then there's a button on the back edge of the Mac Mini right here. Turn that on, and it will make its noise. Additionally, we need to power on this laptop here. So there's a button on the top right here. Push that, it will power up. And if everything works right, that should be all you have to do. You shouldn't have to do anything special to it. All right, now we're sitting here at the desk, and we need to start up ProTools. Is the one application, so as that's coming up, the other one is the screen share. So I'll start that up as the password saves, say sign in, and this is what lets us look at the producer computer that we just set up in the other room. Okay, so we'll leave that there. And then we'll wait for ProTools to come up here. It's still bouncing. Okay, Mac Mini continues. Click open. And then this should come up after it loads a little bit. All right, this window, I usually close this out, so just the red X in the corner. Okay. And then, so the last thing we have to do to get this to a point where we usually find it is push the Alt key. I can't do this with one hand. We push the Alt key right here, and then we click on one of the recording buttons. So I clicked on this one right here. So you click on one of those while holding the Alt key, and that arms all of them so they're all blinking at red. So now this should be ready to go. Nothing is making any noise anywhere, so we can't really test it right now. So we'll go start some Spotify up so we can check to make sure the monitors are working and fix any problems that might be coming up there. Okay, so let's go do that. Hey, look, Timothy joined us. All right, so we're back in here. Now we're going to start up some Spotify. So we see ProPresenter started and fully running, which is good. Need to click on the Windows button, start typing Spotify. It will come up. Let it load up here a second. Okay, and then we usually run the trail songs. Double click it, and it says it's playing. So let's go take a look at the board and see if the board is receiving. We come over here. We are on layer F, and we see that Spotify is indeed receiving signal. We don't hear anything because it's muted. If we unmute it, we also don't hear anything, which is, oh, it's because it's pulled down the whole way. All right, so we can indeed hear things here. Okay, so that's good. Now we're going to go back to the studio and check to see if we're getting signal there. We might be getting signal and blowing Robert out. That would be unfortunate if that's what's happening. Let's go see. All right, so let's see. So I see signals coming in, so that's good. Remember, we can turn the volume down with this knob for the monitor. So I'm going to turn it all the way down just so it's not too loud. And then I'm going to unmute Spotify. And then I'm going to add some level to it. And as we do that, we see the mix bus comes up. We also see the listen aux comes up. And now as we turn this up, if things are working, we'll hear something. But I don't hear anything. So I'm going to check one more thing. Sometimes have another video on this. Sometimes things get crossed here, so let's check this out. Okay, so it's a green check mark. When there's a problem, usually it's going in between red. It's this one right here. So it's not this problem. This is good. So I don't think it's Dante that's causing the problem. Let's go take a look over here at this computer. Maybe we've got a new problem that we can document here. So I'm going to log into this computer. The password is, you guessed it, the same as every other one. Okay, so on this computer we run a piece of software called Dante Via. So if we start typing Dante, you'll see Dante Via come up. That's the one we want to start. So I'm going to open that app. And I'm going to check one other thing first. If we come back down here, it shouldn't affect it. But yeah, okay, it's on Dante Via in the bottom right corner. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Scroll down to the bottom. Let's see. I'm not sure what's going on, honestly. Yeah, sometimes this is one messes up, like the network. Sometimes it's like blank here, but it's on the right one. So not sure what's going on there. Let's check a couple other things. Let's see, are these headphones making noise? So the headphones are plugged into, yeah, so the headphones are plugged in directly to the Mac Mini through this interface, and it's working. So it's something wrong with the extra loop that this goes through. And I'm not sure what or why it's not working. Let's check this. We're going to take these headphones and we're going to plug them into this here. It is not, so it's not just like a monitor problem. There's something wrong with getting signal out of this. So let's keep debugging here. We'll have something new to make a video about later. Here's what I'm going to do. I don't. Oh yeah. No, it's not just because I moused over it. I'm gonna just restart this computer. I don't usually have to do this. This is different. So I'm gonna restart and see if when it comes back up, things are better. So let's see what happens. I'm gonna turn the volume back down in case it does start to work.
Y'all doing all right this evening?
I sure am. So the desktop computer is not in the list right now, and that's because it's not running yet. So let's go see. It should show back up here once it gets in here. This is up. Okay, yeah, it's showing up now. So yeah, showing up here. Alright, I'm going to have to turn the video off and we're going to figure out what's going on. Okay, so I did fix it. The monitors are now making noise. I've never had this kind of problem before. These were showing up as green the whole time. All I did was uncheck and then recheck them like this. So I unchecked them and then I rechecked them. And that's been the remedy for some other problems, but usually when they're turning to red marks and not staying green. So I guess if it doesn't work, try that. All right, so we'll pick up our tour where we're at now. So this station is ready to go. This is where I would leave it, or where I would get it to on a Sunday morning. And actually, the only other thing we had to do is set up the cameras. The backpack with cameras is here. Yeah, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about Livestream worship leader stuff, this controller, and the tablet that's going to go there. We'll talk about those things after we get these cameras rolling. Don't mess with me.
I was just going to open up a text document on here that says Travis is a nerd while you were recording.
Well, not today. All right, so we take this wide lens out, and apparently the lens cap fell off in the bag. And we set that here, and then Timothy will know what to do with it when he gets here on Sunday. This is the lens cap for it that fell off in the bag. So we'll set that there. So he's going to take this lens right here and this plate right here, and he will put them on his camera, and then he will put them on that tripod in the back there. But this camera right here comes out, and we need to put batteries on these before we put them up high. So we'll take out the other camera too, okay? And we're probably gonna leave these cameras up today so that this doesn't have to be done on Sunday, but still gonna document the process. So let's go get some camera batteries. We're gonna put 2 up for right now. All right, 2 camera batteries, they're charged, here we go. And since we're playing Spotify, these headphones here at the producer booth are making noise, which is good news. All right, we're gonna set this down while we put batteries in the camera. Okay, batteries in the camera, and now we put the cameras up on the tripod. So this one with the fatter lens, the one that says TA on top, on the camera, slides in the back here like this, and then it tightens with this lever right here. So now it's on there tight, and then we can power it on with a switch. We can open up the door. We can also take the HDMI cable and plug it in to the HDMI port on the back. Okay, and the screen is black, but that is because the lens cap is on. So we take the lens cap off, and voila. On this camera, we're running 1/50th, 2/8. We run plus 2/3 on the exposure, and the exposure is, or the ISO is set to auto. You'll set your white balance as the producer knows how to do, but usually we don't have these big lights on, and the right number is somewhere around 4,000-ish or so. All right, other camera, also I loaded a battery into this compartment as well. Take it up to the top, it goes up here. This one slides on from the back, just like the other one does, but it tightens with this thumb screw right here. So tighten that thumb screw, and it's not gonna go anywhere. And we can power it on, open up the door, the screen, plug the HDMI cable in to it, open the door up, take the lens cap off, and boom. This camera, we run at 1/50th f2, we run it at ±0, and then the ISO is set to auto. Okay, and you'd set your color temperature again, whatever it is. Yeah, this one's set to 4200, and that's usually about right. So these cameras are ready to go. And that is almost everything that I do on a Sunday morning. The one thing we have yet to do is to go to the Livestream worship leader setup and set up that camera, and then also set up the iPad for the teleprompter. So we will go do that. Okay, we are back in the studio, and we need to take, oh, somebody left this on, so who knows if it's gonna work anymore. Batteries might be dead. Oh, it still works, okay, all right. So be sure to rocker this switch back to the off position when we leave, so the battery doesn't die. Anyways, we take this music stand, and we can get it out of the way. You can put it in front of this door here. And I usually put it kind of in the way so that maybe someone gets the idea. Okay, so that's one thing, get that out of the way there. All right, and then we take this camera, and this camera, well, it'll stay here and it'll be ready to go as well, but it mounts back here on this thumb screw that's right there, and it's a little complicated to do. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. I don't think the phone's gonna stay there. Okay, well, let's do it this way. All right, so like this, yeah. It's not gonna be a great shot, but so I take the camera and take the lens cap off first. So lens cap off. Okay, then you stick it into the little hood space, and then you run the thumb screw into the hole that's on the bottom of it. And so where does the camera go? Like, you could move it forward or backwards quite a bit, and I don't know that it makes that much of a difference, so I'll show you where I have it right now. It's just, you know, I don't know, 1.5 inches, 2 inches off the back of it. I don't think it matters too much. What matters though is that you get this hood the whole way under the lens. So I'm going to do that. Get the hood the whole way under there. And you kind of need to lift up on it a little bit. You might need to loosen the thumb screw to get it to go the whole way in, under there. And then you can tighten it down once it's in the right spot. So we'll do that. I'm not awesome at this yet. Still getting the hang of it. There we go. Okay, so I got that in there, and then you tighten it up with the little, there's a little, I'm trying to show this on the camera. This little guy right here, you can tighten it up. Okay, so I've done that, and then I'm going to tighten the thumb screw down just to make sure we're good. Okay, so the thumb screw, my video is upside down now. Okay, so the thumb screw is tight, camera's in there, the thing is wrapped around it, hood. Okay, so we're good to go. We're going to turn it on. Okay, this has probably got some goofy settings on it right now because I was using it for something else. But let's make sure we're good here. So we're at 1/50th. Yeah, this F14. I'm going to change that. You can touch the screen to do it. We're going to go down to like F4. Okay. And yeah, and you might need to adjust the shot some, right? Because things can move around as you're getting it put together. So that's something to be mindful of there. Again, this should all be set up, and I'm just going to leave this over the weekend. But we're going to plug the HDMI cable in as well. Okay, and now that we do that, in a moment, we should see it appear here in camera 4 in studio. So yes, here we are. See, we're looking at ourselves here. Okay, a couple other things. What is this cord? Don't need that cord. Okay, what goes here is the tablet. So this, and again, this will all be set up here. I'm going to power it on. I'm going to put it this way. So I don't know if that's how we had it last week or not, but it just kind of shoves in against those bars, and then this cradle kind of holds it like this. Then you can push a button to wake it back up. Okay, there are thumb screws for this as well. Right. Drop the phone, Travis. These thumb screws right here. So this tightens down the clamp on the tablet so it doesn't fall off. Okay, the tablet's up there, so now I should be able to push on it. So I'm going to wake it up here a second. I'm going to swipe up on it. I don't know what that is all about. Okay, and we're using this Teleprompter app right here. Okay, and then there's a script over here. We're going to open this up, and let's see, and it is set up correctly. So we can see the lens of the camera right back there, and then we can also see the text in front of it. The speed is adjustable here. Right now it's set to 25. That was a little fast last week when we used 25. So it might need to be less than that. And then to make sure we don't die here, we've got a new, now we have a power cord here, and it should reach right here. And look at this, it's like perfect. It just, so we're gonna push that into there, and now we see that it is indeed charging, so we shouldn't have to worry about it dying on us or anything like that. All right, last thing for this spot, not quite last, we have a light here. You can push the on button, and now we have light. Okay, back here in this spot. Okay, so this is where the Livestream worship leader sits, and we'll have their microphone there. And we use an Xbox controller to control this. However, you have to power the Xbox controller on first, which means you push this button here, and it should light up, and it will blink until it gets connected, and it should be paired with this. And now, if you push the A button, hopefully, the script starts scrolling like that. And you can push A to stop it. And then I believe you can use the up and down arrows to move the script around if you wanted to do that, okay? So if you needed to do that. Other buttons adjust the speed, but it's hard to see from this far away, so you know, be careful with that. Probably just the A button to start and stop it, and we'll find the right speed that works, okay? So now I think we've almost done everything that I do on a Sunday morning before anyone gets here. We'll see if I forgot anything. All right, one of the other things I do that we talked about earlier is setting the MacBook up here. The MacBook runs Mainstage, which is how we play sounds out of this keyboard. So the MacBook goes down here. There's a USB plug on this side. This is the keyboard, or the controller. I think that's the controller. This one is the keyboard, plugs into this USB here. Right, okay. And then there should also be another cable laying around here. It's a Thunderbolt cable. The one with the lightning bolt goes up and it plugs into the port right next to the USB. This port does not work. It's the one right next to the USB. So plug that in. And then the final connection is the power cord. So I'm gonna plug the power brick in over here and pull it up across the top here like this. And then I'm going to plug it in here on the side eventually. Okay, so just to review the connections here, we have power, we have Thunderbolt, which goes to this audio interface, we have the keyboard itself, and then we have the USB controller that sits next to it. All right, we open up the MacBook and we power it on. Okay. This computer has a password. It is, in fact, the password that all the other computers have, except you don't need to enter it in. So that's nice. Okay, and this is powered on so that when it starts, see here, this takes a second to come up. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else I'm forgetting in the meantime. I need to print music still. Okay, once this comes up, we start the Mainstage application, which is right here. Oh, and my phone is dying. Okay, my phone has 8% battery, so I can record some more videos. On Sunday, we're going to be using 9 and 6. You can see the numbers up here, 9 and 6. So 9 will be Jana, 6 will be Doris. So you need to power those on, and then need to put batteries in a number 6 and a number 9, and then deliver those on stage, 6 to Doris's spot and 9 to Jana's spot. Okay?